Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia. Now, when we left off, I had just been given the news that Tolga was not going to be awarded to us, and I was a little disappointed by that, to say the least, and I headed back to Bloody Cliff in a rather foul mood. But, as I lost the previous save data, I was having to recapture Tolga once again, so we are currently awaiting news of where Lich King Malairon will sway his decision. Who knows? So, what I have been doing is recruiting quite a few orcs yet again, and we have 2 liches. I found a couple of renegade mages, and luckily enough, they had been leveled up quite sufficiently, and here is the stats of the Lich. I am really curious as to what kind of spell they are going to use, and also, on the note of spells, we were lucky enough to find the fireball in the previous episode. Well, unfortunately, due to the data loss, I no longer have the fireball just yet. I'm hoping that we will be able to find it sooner rather than later. I have been attempting to find it through the entire Delthasum Empire, which is expanding even as we speak. As you can see here, they've taken Halmar and Sanuzka Castle all the way down there, and also we are waging war yet again against the Saranids. They appeared to want to declare war on us for whatever reason, and they are maybe hoping on launching a surprise attack from Samara Castle all the way to Dacuba, or maybe from Terama Castle. Because, of course, as you know, all those days ago, we were prepared to take Samara Castle, and then our faction made peace. So that is a little unfortunate. But I have started recording here for a very good reason, and that is because we have 2 emirs here attempting to siege Tolga, because I did not leave any troops in Tolga this time around, because I did not want to lose them, just in case Lich King Malairon decided that he wanted to award it to himself once again. So, we will be taking them head on. Now, my army composition, as you could probably see when we took a look at the party screen, is very different than what it was before, and I can only hope that this will provide a rather nice spectacle, because I do have a huge amount of orcs, I have some Calradian infantry, and some marksmen as well, and of course we have Frudak and all of our other companions by our side. So let's try it out, shall we? I can only hope that these liches are going to be worth their weight, and I can only hope that I can gather some more. That would be amazing. So, let's see where they're coming from. It appears coming from over the ridge there. I would like to lure them out into the flat ground, if possible. They do have some mages, though. Oh no. That is not good. They have some veteran mercenary mages. Oh dear. That is probably not going to work out too well for us, as they have fireball, as you can plainly see. So, hopefully our liches will be able to take them on, or our master mages that we have a couple of. Now, I do have some defense against magic, but unfortunately it appears that they have more mages than we do. So, I think we might have a couple of issues here. I have no cavalry whatsoever, so this is going to hurt quite a bit, as we cannot rush the mages head on. However, our orcs are incredibly brave, and they are now charging straight in. Let's do it. Try and take down the mages as best we can, although I must remember that my warg is not an armored warg just yet, so I really should not charge in too headstrongly, and we will marvel at the blood-soaked battlefield, which will soon be occurring here, hopefully. Not our blood, though, please. And let's just try and take down as many of their mages as possible. I'm just trying to find their mages at the moment. I think they've probably all been overrun by now, so I don't really need to worry too much anymore. Now let's try not to get shot in the face, though, shall we? Ooh, that was close. He hit my shield there. And I'll just leave him to the orcs. Yes, there we are. Okay, so we actually participated in a real fight, in comparison of having a huge amount of overwhelming power and generally having huge amounts of mages. But there we are. We took out 76 of the enemy, and he managed to escape, unfortunately. However, we do now have some spaces, so I will be taking some mages, because these are seeming to be the best units that we currently have available here. We will be taking some lancers, however, just to get some cavalry. Would be quite nice. And we are not currently at war with the Khergits, so I think it should be fine to keep those around for as long as we need. And there we are. We will take those guys prisoner as well. I really want to take a couple more of these, but I don't really know. We may as well. Why not? Let's take them for some cavalry. Okay, good. So, oh yes, Ymira has advanced to level 5, and we can hopefully be able to get her some more magic, perhaps. Because we were wanting her to become a cleric, if I recall. So, faith requires charisma. Ah, that's a little bit disappointing. Okay, well, it's not that bad, I suppose. Because faith would be quite cool to make her into one. Wait a minute, I just need to check something real quick. Okay, we have surgery, first aid, and that's basically it. What does she have? Well, she's wounded at the moment, so she's not actually enabling us to see. But she has wound treatment, surgery, first aid. Wow, everything better. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what. Seeing as she is still only level 5, I think what would be a good path would be to go for intelligence, and then go for some more in surgery and in wound treatment. I found that our wound treatment skill is really low, so I would like to potentially get that a little bit higher. Now, what my overall plan is with Ymira at the moment, and hopefully I will stick to this, is her intelligence will get to 15, we'll increase these as much as we can, and then we will start to level charisma only and get her maybe up to 5 in faith, maybe 6 if she's able to level up a little bit faster. But at the moment she's not really having the greatest time of it, considering I'm actually really surprised even that she got a level here. But yeah, she's not exactly the greatest warrior, as it were, but I'm hoping that she will soon become a cleric of the Delthasum Empire. A dark cleric, even. That would be rather nice. But yes, there's a couple of orcs leveled up, and I think we can now head on. Now, Tolga, as you saw... Oh, that would have been nice. Yeah, I actually took too many units. I really should have had 130. Then we would have had some zombies to join our ranks, but I suppose we didn't really fight a very big party, so it's not too bad. And, whoa, okay. So, now, as you saw in the previous episode, the orc faction was technically dissolved. However, because this is, of course, a reversion, and by that I mean, of course, a reverted save, and that would enable, obviously, the Bleeding Throat clan to still be active. So, they have currently declared war against the Rhodoks, which is maybe a little bit foolish on their part. However, they may have found a weakness in their lines or defenses, and they might be attempting to reclaim a piece of territory. So we will see how that pans out for them, but there is one of the defected lords that came from the Bleeding Throat clan, and he is now part of the Delthasum Empire, which is rather amusing. So yes, there we are, and now I think what might be an idea is... Oh my, okay. So it appears that Lich King Malaran is actually deciding to confer Tolga upon us this time around. We will be accepting that, and then heading straight on back, and hopefully preventing it from coming under siege by anyone else. Now, this is quite a difficult thing, because I was not expecting to be awarded it, so I composed my army of units that I would not like to put into a garrison. So I think, considering that, I will be placing these raiders in there, and these ravagers, and why not these orcs as well? I really don't want to, though. That's a little bit of a shame, I must admit. Well, maybe what I can do is I will cut away, I will go to Bloody Cliff, which I believe has a lot of my units in the garrison there, and I will be retrieving quite a few of them and then placing them in Tolga's garrison, and hopefully that will be enough to defend it. So I will see you soon. Okay, so upon arriving at Samara Castle, I noticed that there are no longer any golems in the prisoner's hold, so I can only assume that the Saranids have moved them somewhere else. I was hoping that after travelling all this way from Bloody Cliff, that there would be some sort of reward here. However, in saying that, I think it might be quite a good idea to even siege this without the promise of an incredible unit to acquire. So I think we'll probably go in here. 94. 94 units without a huge amount of mages seems like a rather challenging task now, so I think we will be heading in and attempting it. We are at war with the Sarranids after all, and whoa, okay, Sultan Hakim of the Sarranid Sultanate has just been taken prisoner by the Khergit Khanate, so it appears they are also at war with the Khergits. That is probably not a good idea for them to be on wars on two fronts. However, I have a good feeling about this particular engagement, even though we are getting rather slaughtered here. Well, I do have my charm spell, so we can hopefully make good use of that. However, I wouldn't mind using my... Okay. Well, I suppose even having... What is it? 7? Do I have 7? Yes, I have 7 mages. Interesting. Okay, maybe I need to dial it back a little bit more. I did have 20 in the previous episode, and I thought that was dialed back enough, but perhaps not. Maybe we need to have even fewer than that. I'm actually wondering, are the liches here? Yes, they are. I would like to see what kind of... Okay, so this fellow's throwing fireballs, and this fellow is throwing, I think, dark bolts, maybe? Vampiric bolts, perhaps? But, oh, we have a shaman casting something, maybe a healing spell of some sort, and I believe that is actually it, so me saying that this was going to be challenging was a little mistaken. However, I think that that is fine enough so that we can free this fellow from the Khergit Khanate. Not entirely sure why we want to, but there we are nevertheless. And I suppose now we can take quite a few units. And I will be taking some shaman, and obviously I'm going to take some mercenary mages, even though I really don't want to. I don't really think that I need any more, but it would be nice to take the ones that are currently here, just in case. And we will take some prisoners as well. Now, in the case of taking castles now, thanks to one of you in the comments, I will not be requesting that it be awarded to me, because I of course would like to keep my favors, perhaps, for the towns around the land. So yes, I think that would probably be a better idea. Thank you for that as well, for the suggestion. And we will now level up a couple of units. Moraga has actually leveled up, which is good, and I really did just notice that I have a wizard hat, so hopefully I will be able to give that to one of our fire-wielding companions, perhaps, if there are any. That is strange. Okay, we are going to be going for Trainer by the looks of things, unfortunately. She is only level 4, so Trainer is not going to work yet. However, I'm hoping it will once she has gained a couple more levels, and by that I mean a lot. So here we are, we have our mage. I believe we had a previous mage before, but oh, that really doesn't go with his robe, so let's change the color. There we are. That's a lot better. Okay, so that's fine, we'll leave him with that. Okay, good. So, anyone else need levels up? No. Okay, good. So there we are. Samara Castle will hopefully be taken by someone and garrisoned rather soon. And there is Lich King Maliron himself. I think it would be quite a nice idea to speak to him. And, oh, there we are. We've increased our relation with him quite nicely. And now we are going to hopefully ask him to give up a fief. I really don't want to have some of these castles. However, saying that, I did get awarded Tolga, so maybe I don't need to really worry about that. So let's have a look at how goes the war. Tell me about the war with the Sarranid Sultanate. No clear winner has yet emerged in the fighting, but I think we are getting the better of them. Yes, that is good to know. So, yeah, okay. He has how many in his army? 233. He has 12 necromancers. Oh my goodness. Wow, okay, I really want to have some of those units. I mean, I do have liches, of course, which are great, but I would really like to have a couple more of those so that I can fully convert to the dark side, as it were. So that would be quite nice. Okay, so let's go for a little bit more strength with Umi, and she can then take some more in Power Strike and level up her weapon proficiency. One-handed, of course. And I think we might want to take one more castle. I was actually thinking of taking Ikamur, but considering Lich King Malairen has only just awarded Tolga to us, I think it would be a little bit too soon to take Ikamur from the Saranids, and he would probably award the town to someone else, maybe himself. So I think what would be a better idea is potentially take another castle, and of course not ask for it to be awarded to us, and we'll see how many Jamayed Castle has in its garrison, and we will see what we need to do. 160. Well, that's quite considerable, isn't it? However, as you saw before, we had to fight 92, and they died incredibly quickly, so I think we might just want to do this. What do they have in the prisoner's hold here? Quite a few mages, which I don't really want, but they are always nice to garrison with. And some dwarves? Nothing I really want, so maybe we can head over to Terama Castle and take a look there. And we'll see what they have in the prisoner's hold. Aha! Okay, we are going into Terama Castle in just a minute. Okay, let's see. Well, nearly all of my companions are incredibly wounded, so let's hope that they don't mind going in here. Oh, this is not too nice. Okay, well, 78 hours it will take for us to construct a siege tower. Well, I suppose that's not too bad, and I can only hope that Sultan Hakim himself is still a prisoner of the Khergit Khanate, because I believe he is probably the only person that could take us on in a field battle at this moment that is currently a member of the Saranid Sultanate. Wow, that is a very long and convoluted sentence right there. I suppose that is a little worrying. Ooh, okay. Okay, oh, I actually thought someone had gone in there and was attacking me, but oh, okay. So the Khergits have now made peace with the Saranids. That is not good for us, because I have a feeling that two very large vassals may turn up. Ooh, it appears I am drawing quite a bit of attention here. I think we can probably deal with 100 units, but not entirely sure about more than that. Okay, we've just been awarded 16,000 dinars, and tax inefficiency isn't really killing us, which is quite nice. So I can only assume that Lich King Malairen has adjusted the policy for that, and it appears that the Saranid Sultanate have taken Samara Castle from the Delthasum Empire without any opposition whatsoever. That is a little bit of a shame, I must admit. Well, maybe after this one I will be staying at Terama Castle and making sure that we do not lose it. So, this is where I am a little skeptical whether we'll be able to pull this off, because, as you know, they do have some mages in there, and... oh, well, maybe I don't have to worry. But we do not necessarily have the amount of firepower that we usually have in our previous sieges to be able to, well, take out all of the enemy units without even setting a foot in the castle itself. So, ouch, that hurt. Thank goodness I have magic defense, that's all I can say. That really hurt. Okay, well, what shall I do? Shall we use some Missile Storm? I think that would be quite fun. Let's do it. Something tells me I'm actually not going to hit anyone with this. Or maybe I will. Yes! There we are, we actually hit some guys with it. 17 damage from a headshot there. We increased our throwing proficiency, so I suppose that is good. However, I would have preferred to have killed someone for the experience. And now I don't have a shield, so this is going to be rather amusing if I get taken out without any retaliation from me, I suppose. Oh no. Okay, well, Miraga's doing a great job. Oh, look at that, she actually got a kill, that's great. Maybe she can level up soon again, that would be wonderful. Artimena is taking his rightful place behind the siege tower, making sure that he's repairing it along the way. And I'm wondering whether the shamans, or shamans, however you want to say it, have healing abilities of any kind, because what I noticed is that my HP went up a little bit from one of the shots that I took just a minute ago, so I'm wondering about that. It would be quite cool if they did, I must admit. And let's just take a look here. 29 enemies remain. Well, I can only hope that we can get the siege tower there before our mages are able to take out the remaining units. I would like to do a little bit of fighting, and oh, it appears that my mana bar has rejuvenated, which is quite nice. So let's try to... Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? Well, maybe a lightning bolt. Well, 24 enemies remain, and they are all rather far away, and an undead has broken free. I have a feeling that that is one of the liches, or maybe one of the mummy priests. Yes, it is. Okay, well, we don't have to worry about that. Phew, that was close. I really did not want one of the liches to be killed, even though it did break free. Ooh. Okay, this is a little bit risky, I must admit. If a couple of archers look out the window and see a lone necromancer outside, then they'll probably be able to devastate him, no doubt. Okay, well, the siege tower is almost there, and we do still have 19 enemies to fight, so I'm hoping that our orcs will have their bloodlust sated by the time that we get in there, and 16 enemies remain. Okay, well, I will be cutting away until we have moved the siege tower close enough. Okay, so here we go. We have all of our infantry currently streaming up the siege tower ramp, and we are about to take the pain to the enemy's units. And hopefully... Oh! Oh! Did you see that? I just got healed! Really? When did I get healed? Oh my goodness, I need to check back when I edit this, but yes, I need to find out when I got healed there, because I think maybe that was just then that that fellow healed me. That was so cool. Okay, well, there we are. Apparently the high priests do have some form of healing, which is wonderful, and I am able to now use some lightning bolt attacks. Oh yes, we actually killed quite a few there. Usually I am not one to get kills, because my mages are able to kill them way too quickly. But there we are. We are lucky enough to gain some there. 7 renown and 32 morale is our reward. And of course we lost that one priest. Okay, so here we are. Silver golems. Oh yes, this is what we want. Okay, so this is where we definitely want to lose a couple of units, but which ones? I think lose a couple of these and lose that. And that's not enough. We need to get a little more space. Okay, we're going to be losing a couple of these, unfortunately. Let's take 8 away, and then we will take a stone golem, which is awesome. Just as good as a silver golem. I think maybe a little bit less good, but still incredibly resilient to magic, so that would be very nice to see in combat. And we'll take a couple of mercenary mages, even though I really don't want any mages, but I think that would be fine, and we may just take these again. Or the Ravagers. I think the Ravagers would be nice. So let's take every one but one, and then we will head on. And we can see how many zombies we will rise. Okay, we will not ask for it, of course. And Creona, Aiden, and Frioran have advanced in level. So here are the predatory Saranids outside waiting for us to move away from Terama Castle so that they can very sneakily capture it once again. But I will be waiting here for some time and protecting it, hopefully, from the likes of them. So let us move and see how many... Ooh, yes, nice. Okay, 45 skeletons. That is pretty cool, I must admit. And there we are. 175 units in our army. That is quite impressive. Okay, well, there we are. We've taken Terama Castle. I probably will be heading to Samara Castle after Terama Castle has been garrisoned and obviously attained ownership. And yes, I will head back there, take it off screen, Samara Castle that is, and then hopefully we will have a rather unified territory section of the Delthasum Empire right here. So, I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.